Welcome to Wiseman Perception.
In this video, we are going to talk about 19 simple psychological tricks that actually work. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Want to master a few easy psychological techniques? These tips will benefit you in a huge range of self-improvement areas, such as communication, first impressions, ability to advance, attracting attention and admiration, etc. And yet, putting them into practice in daily life is so simple. As long as you can remember them, you're good to go, because each of these techniques just takes a few seconds to use. This fantastic collection of 19 psychological gimmicks and strategies will work on any person you encounter in daily life. Isn't that awesome? Number 19, the snack man. Try this if you sense that a fight is likely to break out in a group of people, or even just with one other person. Eat. People who are eating typically feel at ease in their surroundings. Eating is a soothing activity that will probably aid in resolving disputes. Starting to eat while someone is furious with you will help diffuse the situation. This information was first learned when a man intervened in a dispute between two other men while also munching on a slice of pizza. He gained the moniker Snack Man. Number 18, the stalker detector. Do you ever have the impression that someone is paying close attention to you? Perhaps you feel a gaze on the back of your head? Try this easy psychological ploy to see if they were paying attention to you. Yawn. When you yawn, make sure they can see you. Turn around and look at them after you yawn. You can tell they were watching you if they're yawning right now. This is due to the spreadability of yawning. Watch a video of someone yawning, then see if you yawn just as much. In fact, I find myself yawning excessively as I write this part of the paper. This is a fantastic tip for anyone looking to determine whether they have a crush on someone or not. Number 17, destroying earworms. Have you ever experienced song earworms? I'm aware you've. You can't seem to recall which song it is, but the tune keeps playing over and over in your head. You keep attempting to remember even though you are unable to. This causes you to waste a lot of time attempting to recall the name of something that is completely irrelevant. Here it is, the common psychology ploy you have been waiting to hear your entire life. Consider the song's conclusion. Neither the start nor the midway. The last. According to the Zeigarnik effect, your mind will keep returning to unfinished or incomplete thoughts. The song will therefore be finished and your thoughts will clear if you think of the end of the melody. By doing this, you'll be able to clear the song from your thoughts and return to your task at hand. Number 16, always agreeable. Do you want people to concur with your position? Simply begin nodding as you speak the words you want the other person to agree with. The act of nodding causes the other person to begin to believe what you are saying is actually true, and as a result, they will probably start to nod in agreement with you. This may be effective in circumstances where you need to leave a good first impression, but resist the need to become avaricious. Everybody won't be able to use this. Number 15, the best trick to know if someone is interested in you. Compared to the numerous other easy psychology tactics on this list, I'm not sure how useful this trick is. To try it, though, might be enjoyable. Pick a word that they use frequently when you're speaking to someone one-on-one. Give them a supportive affirmation as they utter the word. Whatever it may be, a grin, a nod. They'll start using the word all the time as long as they see your activity as a good one. The degree of interest the person has in you typically determines how effective this method will be. Number 14, clearing a path. You probably spend a lot of time in crowded areas, which might irritate a lot of people, including me. There are times when everyone is moving at a different rate, standing motionless, or there are simply too many people for you to move. Here's a simple yet powerful tip you may utilize to help you establish a path for yourself. Simply aim your gaze in the desired direction. All done. Don't look at your surroundings, your phone, your buddies, or anyone else. People will try to get out of your way if you only look in the direction you're going. The reason for this is that people will typically look at your eyes, and if they can see what your vision is fixed on, they will automatically get out of the way since they will have a better grasp of your purpose. Test it out. Number 13, reducing the risk of conflict. Sit close to that person if you're in a group setting or meeting and you believe they might grow hostile toward you. When someone is seated across from you at the table, it's simple to express your anger, but when they are seated next to you, it becomes more challenging and awkward. You must first turn your body. The second aspect is intimidation. Thirdly, sitting close to someone makes conversations more intimate and prevents you from hiding inside the group's circle. Number 12, rock, paper, scissors. Perhaps you do use this while placing wagers or picking a certain person to complete a difficult task. Perhaps you don't. But if you do, here's a quick psychology tip that will enable you to consistently prevail, probably. Just before starting the game, pose a query to the other player. Start chanting rock, paper, scissors just after you ask the question. Most likely, they'll choose a pair of scissors. Number 11, shoot for the stars. Aim unreasonably high when you want something from someone, whether it's money for a product you're selling or for your kids to eat more vegetables. Start by putting up a figure that is far higher than the sum you are seeking. You can ask for the actual amount after the person declines, which they should do if you gave a high enough number. The other individual will feel awful about turning down your offer before and will be more likely to accept it this time. Number 10, being memorable. If you want to stand out and leave a lasting impression on others about you or the time you spent with them, the small psychological technique can be very helpful. People are supposed to recall beginnings and endings of things most clearly. But in the midst, things could start to become a little hazy. Why does this matter? So attempt to make sure you're either interviewed first or last when scheduling an interview appointment. Try choosing the start or the end of the day if you're going on a date. Additionally, while out on a date, be sure to make a good first and last impression. Number 9, trust mirror. This can be a highly successful method of gaining people's trust more rapidly. Try to mimic their body language when you're attempting to start a conversation with them. Avoid making this too evident, doing so will likely irritate them more than anything else. However, discreetly mimicking others' body language makes them believe you are in sync, which is incredibly effective for establishing trust. Number 8, learning whilst teaching. Many individuals are unaware of the fact that teaching others is one of the finest ways for people to learn. This means that you will also much benefit if you continue your learning process by passing along what you have learned and practiced to someone else. And a lot of sense is made by it. Consider this. You must have all the knowledge on hand in order to teach someone else. Additionally, you'll need to arrange it and display information in a way that is appropriate for the person, which calls for greater expertise. Number 7, adrenaline rush. One of the straightforward psychological gimmicks you've undoubtedly previously heard of is this. The other person will feel like they are truly enjoying their time with you if you choose an activity that will give them an adrenaline rush when you are out on a date. Number 6, warm hands. Make an effort to have warm hands when you shake someone's hand for the first time. Warm hands refer to a kind greeting and approach. No matter who the other person is, they will find you to be much more remarkable and beautiful as a result. A frigid introduction is represented by cold hands. Number 5, eye color. Everyone is aware that making eye contact with someone when speaking to them and trying to make an impression is crucial. However, many people struggle to keep eye contact. In actuality, most individuals find eye contact to be quite uncomfortable, not necessarily when listening, but rather when speaking to someone. Therefore, when talking to someone else, try to remember their precise eye color. You'll maintain the proper level of eye contact in this manner. Number 4, laughing admirers. Each person in a group will look at the person they are most comfortable with when they begin to laugh together. This is a wonderful approach to determine who in your office or group of friends appreciates each other's company the most. Number 3, eliminating haters. Try asking someone for a fairly modest favor, like borrowing their pen, if you suspect they don't like you. Naturally, if they don't like you, they'll be more likely to refuse your request. It's really difficult for anyone to refuse a request for something as simple as a pen, though. He'll finally decide that you're fine after all after agreeing to your request for a minor favor. Number 2, the great listener. Every time your friend says something, rephrase it and say it again. This will give them the impression that you are paying close attention and paying attention to what they have to say. But refrain from doing it all the time. You wouldn't have a good outcome from that. Number 1. Fatherly advice. Mention that your father offered you this advice if you don't want the person or group you're speaking to question your judgment. People are significantly more likely to first take counsel from a father figure. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.